Before you hear this story, I want you to look around your room. Really look, because some things don't move when you're watching. This is not a made-up story. This is what happened to a girl named Anaya in Antwerp, Belgium. And once you hear how it ends, you'll never look at toys the same way again. Anaya was not the kind of girl who believed in horror stories. She lived alone in a quiet, old apartment surrounded by narrow European streets, stone buildings older than memory, and lamps that barely fought the darkness. Her only real family was her dog, Tyson. Tyson wasn't just a pet. He was her shadow, her protector. He slept near the door. He listened when the walls made sounds at night. And this matters, because Tyson noticed something before she ever did. It started with a small toy shop, a place most people walked past without ever noticing. Dusty windows, faded paint, the kind of shop that looks like it doesn't belong to this century. Inside that shop, Anaya saw the Labubu doll, golden variant, perfect smile, smooth face, too perfect. The shopkeeper didn't explain much, just said it was rare, and smiled in a way that didn't reach his eyes. The moment Anaya picked it up, Tyson growled, not playful, not warning. Fear. His body stiffened, hair standing up, eyes locked on the doll like it was alive. Anaya laughed it off. Everyone does. That was the first mistake. From the very first night, the apartment felt different, not louder, quieter. The kind of silence that presses against your ears, the kind that makes you aware of your own breathing. Tyson refused to enter the bedroom. He sat outside the door, watching. Anaya started changing. At work, she snapped at people. Small things made her angry. Her patience disappeared. At night, she heard sounds. Not footsteps, not voices, something softer, like breathing. That wasn't hers. And then, the dreams started. In those dreams, she would wake up unable to move. The room dark, heavy air on her chest, and always, the doll closer than before. One night, she woke up for real, and the Labubu doll was lying on her chest. Not fallen, placed. Tyson was growling from the corner, shaking, teeth bared, but he would not come closer. The doll's smile looked wider, stretched, wrong. The next morning, Anaya found marks on her arms, thin, red, like fingers had pressed into her skin while she slept. She tried to throw the doll away. She put it in a box, locked it, placed it in another room. That night, she heard something inside the apartment, not walking, dragging. In the morning, the box was open, and the doll was back on the shelf, facing the bed, smiling. From that moment on, reality stopped behaving normally. Mirrors reflected things a second too late. Shadows leaned the wrong way. Sometimes Anaya would see the doll's reflection, even when it wasn't there. Tyson began whining constantly. He stopped eating. He stared at corners of the room like someone was standing there. Then came the night Anaya screamed. Neighbors later said they heard her shouting Tyson's name. When she came out of the bedroom, she found him. Tyson was lying still, eyes open, body stiff, and beside him, the Labubu doll, golden, clean. Except for one thing, there was something dark on its mouth, not paint, not shadow. Anaya collapsed. She finally understood. This wasn't a toy. It wasn't possessed. It was aware. She searched obsessively. Forums, old records, banned articles. That's when she found the name, Pazuzu, an ancient entity tied to objects, especially toys, patient things, things that wait to be loved. Across the world, similar cases existed. Different dolls, same pattern, animals first, then then isolation, then death. Anaya tried to end it. She burned the doll, watched it melt, watched the gold turn black, threw the ashes into the river. For one night, the apartment was silent, peaceful. The next morning, Anaya was found dead. No signs of struggle, no forced entry, just her body on the bed, and sitting beside her, perfectly clean, perfectly intact, was the Labubu doll. Smiling. Police called it suicide. They always do. But here's the part they don't tell you. The doll was logged into evidence, and 3 days later, it disappeared. So now I ask you, because it doesn't chase, it doesn't scream, it waits. Was it just a toy, or something far older, smarter, waiting, watching, inside that perfect smile? If it sat on your shelf tonight, golden eyes glinting, would you take it home? Would you dare, knowing it watches your every move, knows when you sleep, knows when you breathe, because it doesn't run, it doesn't scream, it doesn't need to. It waits, patient, silent, eternal, and one day, when you feel safe,